Happy Wednesday, everybody. Thank you so much, as always, for downloading or streaming the Be Our Guest podcast. Always excited that you took the time to listen to our show. Today, I'm joined by my friends Ricky and Pam, and we tackle some great listener questions, including a question about a mother and daughter trip who are going down for Wine and Dine race weekend, running together. Man, I love to see that. And some celebrations after the race. We talk about that. ADRs for a split stay. Always a tricky situation there. A first empty nest trip for a family not so different than mine. They have a youngest daughter that's going to be a senior this year and getting ready for that first trip where all the kids are gone. And how about some cookie alternatives down at Disney Springs? This and more coming your way on today's show. Don't forget, today's podcast always brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you plan your next Disney adventure for no additional cost to you. Check out all the details today over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. Please click through anytime you do your online shopping, and it supports the show with every purchase. And finally, you can become a patron of the show. $5 a month is all it costs, and that keeps us on the air. So thank you so very much to our patrons who are already there. You can support us as well. Again, just $5 a month. And for that support, you get a bonus show every week called Mike in the Midwest. Come over this week. We'd love to have you. Patreon.com/Be Our Guest Podcast.
Ready to take a trip to the world? You found the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. This is where your memories come front and center on our podcast stage.
Welcome to episode 2760 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Wednesday to you. Hope you're having a great week. Thanks for dropping in as we tackle your listener questions here on the show. What a great way to get through Hump Day. Remember that old commercial? What was that, Geico? Mike. Mike. One of my favorite commercials because it featured a Mike and was that a llama in that commercial?
Camel.
I think it was
Whatever.
a camel.
Could have been a llama. You never know. I mean, who knows? It was a camel.
It had humps.
Oh, because it had humps. Dude, it's
camel.
so obvious that I totally missed the whole
Plus
thing.
the camel's real big and a llama's just kind of
big.
not as big as a camel.
You know what it is? I see this commercial all day long on Pluto TV. It's with a llama that's for this AI company that like does, and this girl, it's a purple llama or something. Anyway, that's not here nor there. We're going to be talking Disney, not advertising with purple llamas. The AI schedule your day out for your small business. Today, more important things than llamas and camels and Hump Day. We're getting down to business. Ricky is here from themouseforless.com and DisneyWorldAfterAll.com. Ricky, happy Wednesday. Are you over the hump yet yourself? What's up?
I don't know. We'll see. I think this week has been challenging. Not necessarily for me, but for my husband. So budget season is real, y'all. Budget season is real. So my thoughts are with my husband this week as he finishes out the week and tries to get the budget all squared away. Yay!
So in other words, this is Brian's January, is Pam and I would
3
say.
a.m. He was up until on Saturday night working on the budget for work. Yeah, 3 a.m.
It's 3 a.m. I'm going crazy. Wasn't that a song
Yeah,
from
he
the
was
90s?
definitely going crazy. I don't know how he managed to stay up until 3 a.m. because I was definitely passed out. So,
Come on, you're aren't you like a supportive wife? Don't you need to kind of stay up?
nope. My butt was in bed and it had been in bed for like 3 hours at that point, at least.
Ricky. All right.
Yep.
Also joining us, we have the co-owner of the Magic for Less Travel, Pam Forrester. Pam, we call that wave season, and that comes for us in January. What's up?
Only in August, because our August was our second highest month this year. So
I know.
that was craziness. It was just sort of a crazy time for everyone, but a good time. The Disney Cruise Line release is always kind of a crazy thing too.
Mhm.
Oh, I wanted to show this. I know this is only for the people who are watching, but see this guy right here? So,
Oh.
like at certain resorts, you can do crafts.
Yes.
Well, he was a craft that I did at one of the
Oh my
Walt Disney World.
It's like a little. Is it an owl? Or
It's
is it
a
monster?
one-eyed. It's a one-eyed owl.
One-eyed
It looks like to
monster?
me.
Yeah, it's a little monster of some sort. Yeah.
Oh, he's so cute. He kind of
But
looks like Sully a little
he's-
bit.
he's
Like
Sully's
I know,
colors.
right? It was the
vibes.
colors. I guess the
Yeah.
colors that like
Did
somehow
you
got in my mind.
Did you end up painting it, or what did you?
Yeah, you paint it and then they
That's so
fire it
cool.
for you.
That's so
So
cool.
I know I feel very proud of myself. I did crafts. And by the way, because these little spots are so little, like it's harder than it seems, folks. I
I'm
will just
sure.
say. It is.
Brian,
And besides the fact that Disney has really not good brushes.
oh, so
I was
true.
like commenting the whole time. I'm like, these brushes are subpar. So,
I get that. Brian and I, when we stayed at Saratoga Springs this summer, we went and did craft, and they had these. You can buy magnets that you could do, but we didn't do the buy ones. They had like a wall, and you could grab a magnet off the wall, and you could color it with like colored pencil or crayon or whatever. And so we did that. And so that was a really fun little, like, we were just sitting there. We probably sat there for a half an hour coloring our little magnets. He did Wally and I did Chip I did Dale from Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. So it was a lot of fun. So
it was fun. It was fun. So people have to remember to do these things because there's so many activities
just
going.
as fun, and you can have such a good time doing those. Even though it's not something you book a Walt Disney World vacation for, it's still one of my favorite memories of just sitting there in the craft area, just coloring a magnet with Brian. Yeah. So great.
I know. And the thing I really want to do is the mosaics. So at different resorts, I don't know if they have them all the same one, but at Saratoga, they had sort of a horse one. I know at the Contemporary, they have a monorail that you can do and the 5-legged goat. So I know I was very intrigued about the 5-legged goat one. And I was like, I kind of want to go over there just to do that craft. So anyways, yes, we did that on our summer vacation too. And let me tell you, when it's 100 degrees in the park, you don't mind taking a break.
You do not to do a craft. No, this is true.
I have three things. I have three things before we get to the question. One, okay, so that little monster you showed, and you can see all this if you're audio podcast when you get off the treadmill, finish walking the dog. It's youtube.com/BeOurGuestPodcast, and you get extra content because we there's stuff before and after the shows for all these things, especially on the Sunday night shows.
Good or bad, you get extra.
There's extra.
Absolutely. Well, mic check 1 2 1 2 on today's show. But for one, the little monster you made, he's Sully's colors, but he's a one-eyed, green-eyed monster. So he's a combination of the both, but Mike and Sully is what he is. He's like the melding of the two. So that's one. Two, Ricky, you don't know that people don't book vacations just to go down to arts and crafts. That's a very niche market for the Disney traveler. Possibly, there's people who do that.
It could be. I'm assuming you're right that they don't, but there could be somebody.
There's a very, very niche market. 0.007% of the population goes Walt Disney World.
That's probably pretty high, but that's fine. Yeah.
And three, right behind you, Pam, are those 4 golf balls connected or are they independent of each other? I'm worried they're going to roll off the shelf. I don't know.
So they say BOGP. You see that, right?
Yes.
Okay. So that was from our original meet at the treehouse.
Oh, they're ping pong balls, right?
They are ceramics.
Oh, okay.
But I connected them together and they were in one of the floral arrangements.
I still have mine. I still have my floral arrangement. I take it out every fall and put it out in my front yard. Or, well, not my front yard, but my front foyer. And I put it out every year. So
I still have the ghost with the Mickey ears and the pumpkins with the Mickey ears, stuff like that. So yes. Yep.
And I still have the big boxes from the treehouse.
You do still have the
Holy
big
cow. Then those things are just cardboard boxes, which it's a miracle they still survive. All right, let's get to the questions. Here we go. Matt's got a question. He said, urgent into the inbox. So if you put that, guess what? You do go to the top because it kind of startles me and it works.
Oh, now everyone's going to put urgent.
I know.
Right, exactly.
I admit I'm super easily influenced. I'm a sucker. So here we go. I have an urgent dining reservation question. I'm going to Florida for a week in November. That's not urgent, dude. People don't put urgent. I know. People don't put urgent. They're going next week. Or Matt, you just totally smoked me out. All right. I'm spending the first night at Saratoga Springs. Then I'm going to Universal for 3 nights. Then I'm headed over to Copper Creek for another 3 nights. Okay, so it's Saratoga 1 night, Universal 3, then to Copper Creek for 3 nights. So that's his week. With my 1-night reservation at Saratoga Springs, do I still get that 10-day window of booking out my dining reservations? For example, I want to book GO82, Beacon Barrel, and more during my stay at Copper Creek. Thanks for the information, Matt. He goes by Zeebs over in the clubhouse. First, I'm going to answer the first part you didn't ask about, and then I'll let Pam take the other part. One, you need to get some food, not just drink. Okay, Pam, go ahead, because he's only talking about Geo82 and Beacon Barrel. Let's go. Let's get some protein, brother. All right, go ahead, Pam.
I think that you will be able to. And if you call, in particular, now I know for those Geo82 and Beacon Barrel, those are probably going to be gone by the time you get to call. So go ahead and try it on that. If not, you'll have the opportunity when your 60-day plus 10 opens up for the second reservation, but you probably will be able to do it for that first reservation there for the whole time.
I did see today, as we're recording, obviously recorded this a couple days earlier, that Beacon Barrel opened up reservations for during the Halloween party. That's interesting if you're heading down.
And I think Christmas.
They did.
Oh, Christmas.
Right?
Yeah, the Christmas party.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
Christmas
okay.
party. Yeah.
They
Whatever.
could have opened it
Whatever.
up during Halloween, and I might have missed it.
Maybe
but
it was
I
Halloween.
did
It
see
is
Christmas
Halloween, during Halloween.
Halloween party. Yeah, it was a party. It was a party.
Be at the date when there is. I don't know that we're even at the date, though, when there's a Christmas party. Are we 60 days before?
Wait, what are we? We're September, October, November. Well,
The first Christmas party is in November.
Maybe.
I think it was, but I think they just opened it for the Halloween parties, though, because that would make more
That's
sense.
possible.
Yeah, that'd make
Yeah.
more sense. It was Halloween parties.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it does give you the little pop up when you're in there that says, hey, you're reserving this during a ticketed event.
Yeah.
Because remember, there are people like every year who are like, oh, I didn't notice. And it's
If I
like,
book this for the party time, do I get to stay? No,
Right.
you don't get to stay.
And we're going to give
you
you
have
a
to
little
pay $200 like the rest of us.
Correct. Exactly.
and because you got there, we're going to give you a little shot with the taser. Good try, buddy. And by the way, Blizzard Beach closed for the season at this point. No Blizzard Beach.
No
at this
Blizzard
point.
Beach.
I know, because it was wasn't it fun there having 2 water parks open there for a
it
while?
was.
It was good old days. Yeah, it was great. Now we're back to the old days.
But I'm going to say all those dining reservations, Beacon Barrel has been challenging. It really has. And so is also Geo82. Like the availability in that is just, oy.
But Geo82 it's so good. Like it's going to be consistently popular because it's not going to I don't think it's going to peak, and people are going to consistently go back to Geo. Beacon Barrel, I haven't been there personally, so I can't speak to it, but I think it's going to be the same. That it's not just going to be like a one and done. Like Geo82 is just going to be a place that is just going to continue to bring people in, I think. And I guess Beacon Barrel will be the same.
Yeah, I think too, having like the adult onlyness of Geo82, I think is sort of a draw for that, don't you think?
True. Very true. Yeah, I do.
I mean, isn't it been everybody's dream since 71 to get away from the kids? Maybe.
Yeah.
Possibly. I mean, I love kids. Trust me, I was a teacher for 17 years.
Yeah.
It just made me want to get away from kids more at certain points in my life. But I mean, I loved them the other times. All right. Listener question. It's from Len. Len, he's here. He's from Maryland. He's in our chat today. We're glad to have him. Hey, Mike and Beard GP crew. I recently heard there's another source of cookies at Disney Springs besides Gideon's, the cookie bar at Summer House on the Lake. I've not found myself willing to wait for entrance into Gideon's, and it appears it is pretty easy to get a cookie at this cookie bar. Do you have any experience with a cookie bar and have a comparison to Gideon's cookies? Thanks, Len.
We do.
We do
I feel
too.
so sad that I do not. I am so just being a terrible person that I do not have experience with a cookie at Disney Springs. I feel horrible.
I've done both.
You guys take over.
Yeah.
All right, you got it.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Many
So for me personally, one thing is for certain: the line for the cookies at Summer House, the cookie bar, are definitely much more manageable. You don't need to wait in a very long line. It's not going to take you a half hour to get through the line. You know, it's perfectly simple and easy to get through. The cookies are good size. They're very large cookies. And they have a lot of different flavors, more so than Gideon's does. So if, you are kind of on the fence about it and you want to kind of just pop in, you can see all the cookies because they have this giant case that's right there. So you can take a look at all the cookies that they have and see if there's anything that really speaks to you. But they have so many different flavors. I want to say probably about 10 to 12 different flavors of cookies, maybe more, maybe 15. But they have a huge wide variety. So they're shareable cookies too, but they're a little flatter of a cookie. So they're not like a puffier cookie. They're a flatter cookie. I thought they were very good. I thought that they were very flavorful. They had a lot of stuff in them. But I'm still a Gideon's girl. I think Gideon's is by far the better cookie. I will wait in line for the half an hour or longer for the cookie and put my name on the wait list when I get to Disney Springs. So, that I like the fatter cookie with the coated in chocolate chips though, but that's just me or whatever, you know, thing that they're putting on the outside. So I personally like Gideon's just a little bit better, but I mean, look, I am not going to knock a cookie. So I think that's both are great options, not gonna lie. So if you don't want to wait in line, go get a cookie over there. So
Pam,
I
what's
don't know,
your
Pam, what do you
thoughts?
think?
You know what's funny is, so the first time I had it, I thought the cookies were fine, and I just was sort of like, whatever. Then we stopped back again, and I think I just made a wrong choice the first time,
Ah,
because they do have a bunch of different cookies and they sort of rotate through. And they'll have sort of a seasonal one too. Like right now, I know they have Halloween sugar cookies and things like that. So the some of the other times that we've gone, I found it just sort of tapped into sort of a childhood thing. They have an oatmeal scotchy, so good.
Hmm.
Like, Mike, this has you written all over it. Oatmeal scotchy, because it just felt like very old fashionedy, sort of like something you would have had as a kid. But we've also had, I love their almond cookie because I love all things almond. And this is like a cookie that sort of reminded me, it sort of had a soft center, like a very almondy sort of soft center. So love that. But we've gone in and tried a bunch of different ones, and I really enjoyed them. I thought that they had some really good choices. Last time we were there, they had a Dubai chocolate chip cookie. That's all the rage, right?
mhm.
They have things like beach blondies. They had a Rice Krispie treat. They had, I know that they have some gluten-free cookies. They had a strawberry pinky cookie, just all kinds of things, and lemon. They had lemon cookies too, which is, Steve loves like a lemon anything. So we've been really impressed. I will say, since Gideon's got away from the virtual queue, I am not very, I won't stand in line. I'll be honest.
Mhm.
I just don't, like, I don't have the time to devote to that. And I guess I do sometimes have the time, but it's time to commit to that. And I'm just like, I can just walk down here and get a cookie and move on with my life. And so that sort of,
I
I
will say
think
So
I
that's
think
funny.
the
like where
Gideon's
I've been.
line moves quick ish, but not as quick as obviously Summer House is gonna do. No.
No.
Yeah, it's probably about a 20 to 30-minute wait for Gideon's, depending on the day or the time that you're going in line.
Right.
So it just kind of
And
depends.
I've had it and I like them. They're fine, but I am not a huge like chocolate person. And there's a lot of Gideon's cookies that are focused on chocolate. So I'm always like,
They
hey,
do.
so
And see, I'm a very chocolate person, so I feel like that's why I like Gideon's better. But I can absolutely see if you're not a chocoholic like me, I think the Summer House cookie bar is probably a better choice for people.
And
yeah,
see,
agreed. Now I like Gideon's cake better and the coffee
Yes.
best of all, but again, I don't always want to wait there.
and
I get that.
here's my thoughts too, because I've had these Gideon's cookies like we did the Give Kids World thing. That's the only time I've had them, and that thing was awesome. But I would much rather have a little bit like thinner cookies and like variety, right? And not have like a $2,000 or 2,000 calorie like pizza cookie. I'd rather
Yeah, I
have
get
just like, thinner variety of cookies that I just don't have the discipline. I'll eat that whole cookie and be like, dang, I just ate my whole daily
I just
calories
ate the entire
in
day's
one
calories.
cookie. I mean, because those things are just so dense and they're so good though. Like it's just,
Mhm.
man, they're
Yes,
rich. I'd rather
agreed.
have like a few like, smaller cookies and like have this one here and have this one back in the hotel room, have this one tomorrow in different
Yeah.
flavors to sample it, like almost like a sampler packet, little
Yeah.
Well,
package.
I will tell you, Summer House on the Lake has that because they have a little cup that is full of cookie bits
No, let's
Oh,
that
go.
you
how
can
have I
buy
missed
that
that?
Let's
that
go.
comes with
Now
a
we're talking.
variety.
Okay, boo, let's go.
Exactly, right? So, yeah, I thought that was really a kind of a cool thing too. They also had some other desserts available there in the sort of case. So the other thing I really like is I like being able to go in, and Gideon's does this too, but you get to like see it before you buy it.
Yeah,
Like
agree.
that's always a great thing. I'm like, that's the best advertising right there.
Totally, because I end up buying more cookies because I'm
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
oh, that one looks good, and that one looks good,
Yeah.
and well, this one's got to come home with me too. So this is why I have the Tupperware in my bag so that I can take home multiple cookies and not feel bad about it. And then they make it their way home with me, and then I eat them throughout the time that until I get back to Walt Disney World because I put them in the freezer and then take them back out. So.
Okay, time's up on the cookies, dude. I'm almost ready to leave this podcast and go across
Sorry.
the street to Crumble because we have a Crumble that I have to pass on the way to Taco Bell, and I'm going to have to stop at the pink store if we
Crumble
don't.
has a cookies and cream cake this week, I think, too, and I really want it.
Stop, because it is right in front of my Taco Bell, so stop. All right. Billy Bean was asking about, did he miss the drone show this summer? There was talk on social media this week about some permits and stuff for a drone show, but I think it was just like renewal of stuff from the old drone show. It was
they were so no drone show happened this summer. It was the previous summer that it did happen, and basically people were falsely saying online, hey, they renewed the permits, so they must be putting in the drone show again. But really, I believe what they ended up doing was it was for the fencing that was up for the drone show that they still needed to take down. So this is why I don't do clickbait on my website, DisneyWorldAfterAll.com. Nice little plug there. So.
But if you want to see a really awesome drone show, gotta hate to say this, but man, it's going to make Wade super happy. Nebraska football put on a sweet drone show during their football game, dude. Little Big Red or whatever he's called up in the sky. That was amazing. I saw that on social. Some football teams are doing these drone shows during their games. Mizzou stepped up their game, but man, these drone shows at football games, unbelievable. All right, so over on Instagram, Amanda Lawrence Wood says, Mike, you have two daughters, we have two daughters too, and like you, our youngest is a senior in high school. We'll both be empty nesters next fall. Definitely need a trip to Walt Disney World after drop-off, right? What does the perfect first empty nester weekend in Walt Disney World look like for you and Pam? Well, first of all, ours is going to be a cruise. That's what we're doing, a Disney cruise. But let me ask Pam Forrester, because you've beat us to the punch on this one. What do you think about the empty nester perfect trip? It's more like focused on like sit down dining, not so many attractions, kind of just resort time, right? That's how I would see it for us.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that there's gonna be a lot of Epcot time, first of all, because it's like the perfect way to spend an afternoon. You can roll in whenever, right? And just sort of stroll around. You can sort of snack and drink your way around, but just really enjoy the atmosphere and the entertainment and do, the things that you want to do. I'm staying at a very nice resort, first of all. I'm saying that because you can stay at you can stay anywhere. First of all, there's only two of you. So, sometimes when like the specials come out and you're like sort of looking around and you're like, oh, hey, there is, a special, but it's only available with the king bed. Boom.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I know, because everybody, it's like 90% of the population gets eliminated by like, oh, there's only a king bed. Well, hey, boom, you win.
Exactly.
Yes.
For sure. So I like that. I am going to stay at a hotel that I really enjoy. I think that that's important. And I don't have to worry about like some of the other things you sort of worry about when you're taking a family trip, how it's going, whether there's going to be activities or other things that appeal to the other people in your party. And I agree. There's probably going to be some nice dinners. There's probably everything's just going to be a bit more leisurely, right? Like as if sometimes I think, gosh, we went down there for like 5 days and I don't know how many attractions we experienced, but as if that could get any more casual, I think it would happen it happens in these kind of trips, the trips where it's just the two of you. So
yeah, I think that is it. You're not so like, you don't build this itinerary that you have to be so structured. You're enjoying each other's company, and you do reminisce a lot though. Like, we did this with the kids when we were here, and maybe you ride that attraction together and kind of talk about it, but you don't have to rush out to the parks. This is one of those times where you don't have to hit rope drop you just there's only 2 of you, so buy Lightning Lane Multipass. It's not as expensive. You know what? And you can still ride things if you want to without waiting as long in line, because things are cheaper when you don't have kids.
Agree.
No, it's not. I shouldn't say that, because you're paying it. You're just throwing all your money, like in our case, to Mizzou. They're getting every dollar of you're making, but you're not giving it to Disney. It's just different allocation of funds. Instead of it going to Disney, now it's going to Mizzou. So it's just the kids never get cheaper ever, Ricky. Never. I mean, like right now you're paying childcare, I guess. I don't know how that works.
Yes.
It goes through different phases, dude. You think you're like, oh my God, everything I make goes to childcare. Then you're like, oh my God, they're out of childcare. They're going to public school. This is great. Nope, it just goes somewhere else. Then it went to select soccer. I'm like, oh my God, it's the biggest racket. Then it was cheerleading. I mean, like it never, like you think you're gonna get out of it and like get your money. This is my coffee rant from last week. You think you're getting the money back? No, it just goes to, like, there's the next thing that soaks up every extra buck you make. Like it just never stops. And it gets more expensive every time. Like, holy cow. Like right now, senior year is the most expensive thing in the history of the world. I'm like turning around. I'm like, I thought we did senior pictures once. No, we don't do senior pictures once anymore. We do them like for every season. I'm like, and you got to have an outfit every time. Like, oh, stop. I'm like, but and then it's like, but she's going to be gone next year. You're going to be sad. I'm going to be like, I am going to be sad. I'm also going to be broke. Like, I'm going to be sad and homeless. I mean, like, what do you want? It's like a double whammy. Anyway.
It is.
All right, let's get back to the show. This is my therapy, guys. All right. Hey, Mike, Ricky, Pam, and Scott. I'll be heading down to Walt Disney World with my husband and 2 girls, almost 3 and 5. Enjoy it because they're going to get expensive. And my parents in September. First trip as a family and first trip in over 15 years for me or my husband. We got park hoppers due to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party, and I like the idea of starting a new park after an afternoon break/nap. My current schedule is Monday, Epcot and Magic Kingdom to catch Happily Ever After and Starlight. Tuesday, Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom. Wednesday, Resort Day. Thursday, Hollywood Studios and Epcot. Friday, Magic Kingdom and Hollywood Studios. I was planning on rope dropping Hollywood Studios and Epcot on the days we go in the morning. However, I know the animals are more active in the morning at Animal Kingdom. Should I switch my Monday morning Epcot or Thursday morning Hollywood Studios for Animal Kingdom? If I do this, I'll have 2 evenings at one of the parks and concerned about crowds and ability to get lightning lanes for some, or some of our must-dos like Slinky Dog and Frozen. Sorry for the long question. I love the show, Jackie. So what would you do with that? Would you switch? So she's asking, should I switch my Monday morning Epcot or Thursday morning Hollywood Studios for Animal Kingdom?
What time of year is she going again? I missed that, or I didn't retain that information.
This month. And she didn't even put urgent in her email, by the way. Zeebs.
Right?
Zeebs.
You missed the hack.
Exactly.
The VOGP Q&A hack.
Jackie's just like a normie. She did put urgent. She's going this month with parents and she's got 3 and 5-year-old. That's urgent. Anyway.
Yeah, right.
So I do agree. You get a better experience on you got to remember though, it's one attraction. The safari is better. And
yeah.
I mean, animals can be hit or miss. I mean, every once in a while animals do
100%. That's what I was going to say. Like, even if you do change it, there's no guarantee that that's going to happen. And I will also say, the fact is Animal Kingdom in the afternoon, I think empties out quicker than any other park out there. It just, people go in the morning and they seem to get like a bunch of stuff done. So I think that that's a great way to see that. And also, you know, you can do all the trails and stuff like that, where I feel like you get a good view of so many different animals too. There will be plenty of animal opportunities, I would think. And you can have a great safari or an okay safari, I think, regardless of when you're there.
And Animal Kingdom opens up earlier. So it means that everybody's going to flock there first anyway. So, you know, that's another thing to keep in mind, is that, you know, that one does open up usually a little bit earlier than all the others. So depending on how early you get up, you know, and I know with, you know, a 3 and 5-year-old, you might get up super early. I don't know. 2-year-old sleeps. So like today it was I had to get her up for school and it was 8 o'clock and she was still asleep. So I'm like, honey, we gotta go. Like, so like
that is your kid. That is your
yeah,
kid.
that's my kid. Totally my kid. But then over the weekend she got up at like 7:30. So I was like, I can't win with this one. So but yeah, I mean it does depend on your children and how early they get up too. So if they get up super early, you may decide that you want to go to Animal Kingdom first. But I agree with Pam. You never know how the animals are going to react, and also I do find that the animals are they're also very active in the like later afternoon because it's time to go back in their pens. Their areas in the back. So like I feel like they're like getting up and starting to move around a little bit because they want to like wind their way back to their home base a little bit too.
The giraffe practically stand at the door.
Exactly.
They're like right there. They're like,
hello,
it's dinner time.
That's like me at the end. That's like me at the end of the Friday podcast. So I'm like, let's go. Gotta get in the Jeep. I'm like a giraffe getting ready to go to Taco Bell.
So, I do admit you see them move a lot in the later afternoon as well because they know they're gonna get dinner and they know they're gonna get back in their spot and go to sleep. And yeah, they're creatures of habit, like Mike Rahman.
Yeah, for real. I feel those giraffes. I've been seen, as they say. Yes. No, but I like her plan, and you're right. One of the hacks, and there's a few hacks that have been going strong at Walt Disney World, is to hop to Animal Kingdom for the back half of the day because, like Pam said, so many people go to Animal Kingdom, rope drop, jump out late morning, early afternoon. That if you're hopping in for that second half of the day, like you're swimming the opposite direction of everybody else, and everybody's banding into the park. So if you're jumping in, like you're just you're gonna have a lot of that afternoon. Now again, September can be warm, so you got to remember that. But yeah, if you can get in there and you have a decent chunk of time, you can get a lot done.
Yep.
All right, let's get to the next question here, and this one is a mom and daughter wine and dine question. Hey, BOGP crew, my 10-year-old daughter and I are going down for wine and dine weekend, and she's running the 5K with me. This is her first race weekend, but we have both been to Disney World many times. Currently, our plan is to go to Blizzard Beach after picking up our race bibs.
I don't think I'll be doing that.
Okay, wait a second. We got a problem. Houston, we have a problem already. Hang on. Then an early night before, we have a remedy for that, though. Then an early night before our 2:45 a.m. wake up. After the race, we're going to get some good rest and then just relax for the day because we're doing the Halloween party that night. Even though we have annual passes, I want to try to make this a park life. I guess that should be light trip. It says park life. Maybe it could be park life. I don't know. And do some things that we have not experienced before. Do you have any suggestions for different types of or different kinds of experiences that a 10-year-old would enjoy for Saturday and Sunday, either in or out of the parks? Thanks. Terry is from Lusby, Maryland. All right. So again, the plan was to go to Blizzard Beach after picking up the race bibs, swap that out for Typhoon Lagoon because that's going to be closed.
Because you're not getting into Blizzard Beach, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, you can go there, but you can just run the parking lot.
You're not getting in.
You can play putt-putt and do Winter Summerland. But no, go to Typhoon. After the race, they're just going to relax because they got the Halloween party, so that day's covered. That's awesome. They have APs. So suggestions for things. She says maybe that was Park Light. So I'm guessing in that there. So things
you mentioned mini golf. That's actually a really good option.
Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, mini golf's fun. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, I think that's a great choice.
I mean, they have AP so they could hop in and out without, wasting. Like if that's where you can go into a park for an hour or two and not worry about it. So what else would we do for a 10-year-old mom? I like the idea though, if they could do one of those crap. I mean, we're getting back to it, but man, Pam, like you read, like, woo, you were like what was that, like a guru or something at the top of the show. That would be awesome for a race weekend because you're off your feet and like that'd be a mom-daughter thing if I ever thought of something.
Yes, I need a Karnak.
You do, boom. The one-eyed purple people eater craft. Yeah, exactly.
It is funny though because each Disney resort is going to have activities throughout the day. Now, I don't know that all of them have the ceramics or things like that. But each of them is going to have something. And sometimes they're out by the pool. I saw kids getting ready to do tie-dyes and stuff like that, which I'm always like, oh, hey, this is a mess. A mess of
I've
and that
done
glove
tie-dye. It's
stains
fun.
your hands for forever. So I think they do give them gloves, but yeah, it's sort of a challenge, but they try that. But there's lots of things to do there for that. I think the mini golf is a good idea, but it is fun just to explore the resorts. And even if that's just a Skyliner or a monorail tour where you sort of get off, go to each of the resorts, sort of check it out, see what they have there, get a snack or something that they're famous for there, and just enjoy. I think that is always fun. And the Skyliner and the monorail, always a good time.
I agree. Yeah. It may be Disney Springs too. Do a little mom-daughter retail therapy, snackish stuff.
Yeah.
Let the daughter pick what she wants to eat. And maybe daughter's picky and wants, chicken guy or deluxe burger, or maybe do a sit down or go to Splitsville. I mean, that's a fun sit on the
or
sit
all
on
the
patio.
cookies you want at the cookie bar.
Boom. Or get the little snack pack or whatever that was called.
Yes, there we go.
Dude, I so need a cookie. If I don't go to Crumble tonight, it'll be a miracle. All right, we
He's
got a quick
text
one.
us later tonight.
No, I'm not going to
He went
Crumble. I'm not going to Crumble. It's a pain in the butt.
He's going to Crumble.
No, I'm not. All right, Craig's got a final question here, real quick. He says, we have a Beacon Barrel reservation for 11:45 p.m. on the 19th. Will we still get 45 minutes inside? Daughter turns 21 on the 20th and wants her first drink to be inside the Magic Kingdom. Thanks for your help. So, I guess the park closes at midnight? I'm guessing. I'm just going by the context of the reservation or the question.
No idea. I didn't know the park. I mean,
they have a Beacon Barrel reservation because I doubt the Magic Kingdom's open past midnight. Any nights in the future.
Oh, it is probably for the Halloween party. Oh, I wonder if it's a Halloween party night.
I'm guessing it is. Yeah, so I would doubt.
Yeah.
So I like the way they're thinking though. Like they want to have because like everyone wants to have their first drink on their birthday. When they turn 21 right at midnight. I bet you, dude. That's a good question. That's a good question.
I bet it's.
Because, they might hard close right at midnight. They might not serve like 12:01. That might not happen.
That's a question
it is a
when
Halloween
you get
party
there.
Night.
I feel like that's a question for the servers.
That is a question for the servers. But to be honest, I would say that's 50-50 at best. Because they might hard close. They might not be allowed to serve alcohol after midnight.
Yep. But
because that's the next day.
They wouldn't have a 45-minute time limit at that point. They wouldn't have a reservation at 11:45 though. I wouldn't think.
That is true.
They would stop reservations at 11:15.
That is true. Why would they do that?
If they had a hard cutoff of midnight. So I'm thinking that they might.
That's true. That would lend it to say that they might do that. That's a good point. Pam, what would you say on that? Because I think that's super interesting.
I think that they would let it open for a while. So think about it. Even during the parties, there is a period of time after the park is closed
that you can
the
shop.
shops are still open.
Yeah.
So now I'm thinking better. Yeah, right.
I think you're going to be able to do that.
I think so too. Obviously you have to ask your server.
Yes.
But I feel like that this is actually a decent possibility.
Yeah, I think the daughter's going to get the first
drink in the Magic Kingdom.
And hopefully it's first drink, but first legal drink in the Magic Kingdom. Isn't that crazy? You can get your first drink in the Magic Kingdom. It's kind of wrong, but
pretty awesome.
Awesome, wrong. Depends how you look at it. All right. We're not going down that rabbit hole. We're closing this show out. But if you have questions for next week's show, drop them in the inbox. If you put urgent, I'm not falling for it, Zeebs. Mike at beourguestpodcast.com. Email them. We love those. Send them in right now. Again, Mike at beourguestpodcast.com. Don't forget our show is brought to you by The Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you plan your next Disney vacation for no additional cost to you. We're going to take care of you. Just like a best friend does. We're going to make sure you get the best price. We're going to make sure that you get all the tips. And you have a good time planning that trip. That's the best thing about the whole experience. And it makes the whole experience, instead of just the 7 days you're at Walt Disney World, the 4 days, or the 7 nights you're on the cruise, it makes it like a 6-month fun experience. So check it out today over at themagicforless.com. Please come on over and use our Amazon affiliate link as well when you shop online. That supports our show throughout the year. beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And you can become a patron of the show. That really helps us out. It's $5 a month, and you get a bonus show every week called Mike in the Midwest. Thanks to all of our patrons who are already there. You guys are the best. You can come over, patreon.com/BeOurGuestPodcast. You can follow us all on the social media at BeOurGuestMike is where I am. Instagram, Twitter, and Threads. Ricky's at Ricky Nibs, RIKKINIBS. Pam's at TMFLTPam and all those places. We also have the Clubhouse, BeOurGuestPodcast.com/Clubhouse. That's our Discord server. Kind of like the old IRC days where we have a live chat going on /message boards. Man, it's fun. So come on over. It's free for everybody. And don't forget, we'll have the live call-in show Sunday night, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central. You can tune in 5 places: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, or Twitch, and give us a call. Let's talk Disney. Scotty G will be there, and we're going to be having a good time. All right, so until we get back together again on Friday, you guys have a great Wednesday. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon.
You've been listening to the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. If you have questions, comments, or would like to be a guest on the show, please visit our website at beourguestpodcast.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you real soon.